All right. Here we go, back again on the other side of the coin. All right, we are back again on the other side of the coin, ladies and gentlemen. What a day. It's morning, 9:32 a.m. for me. It's late for Taron or wherever you are around the world. Mostly if you're in UK or in African nations or even Asia, it's very late at the moment. But it's been fantastic. I can't complain. That was an amazing victory against Juventus, who are a strong team. They're not some sort of a waste team in Europe. They are a big team, not just in Italy, but in Europe overall. Yeah, their form might be a bit dodgy in recent times, but we put them under the sword. Honestly, we absolutely battered them. Taron, my boy, you predicted 3-0 with your chest. And we went one better. We went 4. We said, you know what, Taron, we'll see you. And we got one better than that. I mean, Taron, what do you think about that match, man?
The only thing we could have asked for more was 3-0 and a Timo Werner goal just to cement that prediction. And we did it. We actually did it in the end.
Taron, the Timo Werner fan. There you go. And by the way,
amazing.
Guess who assisted?
Yep, Hakim Ziyech on the back of your shirt right there.
That's right, baby.
Do you know, I'm going to get my shirt.
Get that shirt, bro. Get that shirt. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, if you didn't know, Taron, but you should know by now, Taron's a massive fan of Timo Werner. And there you go, Timo Werner's shirt. I actually gave him that shirt. So, this is amazing. Ziyech. I've got the Ziyech shirt on. You guys would have seen that the name at the back is Ziyech. And he provided that assist for Timo Werner and obviously Taron. I mean, Taron, yeah, continue, man. I mean, just your initial thoughts about the match. What do you think?
I think that was probably our most complete performance of the season. If you take everything into account, the opponents we were playing against, our defense, our attack, just the way, the atmosphere we were playing with on the pitch. You know, Thomas Tuchel would mention it a lot in his first few games as manager in his press conference. He said, I want the fans to feel a certain feeling when they're at the stadium. I want them to feel how the players are playing. And he stuck to that one. He stuck to the, we are going to be hard to play against. No one in Europe is going to want to play against us. And he's combined the perfect blend of attack and defense into a team. And it's almost like bringing tears into my eyes watching some of the football.
Bro, cry, bro. Cry.
I can't yet. I didn't even cry in the Champions League when I'm not going to cry now. It's just absolutely, it's magnificent. Academy players coming through, players that I love coming through, our manager, the connection with the fans and the players. This team is special. Amazing. I said it at the Leicester game. I felt it and I feel it again. And I don't know who's stopping us right now.
I love it, Taron, man. Everything you said, honestly, just seeping into injected, bro. Injected. You're right, man. I mean, it's a perfect blend between defense and offense. Before we get into some of the player analysis and talk about some of the key moments, I mean, Taron, I'm fed up of so many rival fans out there. Oh, but Chelsea plays defensive football. They play 5 at the back. You count the double pivot, that's 7 at the back. I mean, we just pumped Juventus 4-0 like they were just nothing. We could have actually had more, like every other game. We could have had more. Ziyech had a shot that was well saved by Szczesny. There were a couple of other chances as well in the first half. I mean, Taron, people that watch Chelsea and people that don't, like, you can clearly see it's such a perfect blend, a great balance between defense and offense, right?
I think people don't quite understand the difference between defending well and being a defensive team. It's such a massive difference. Loads of teams defend to such high standard, but they play nice football as well. And Chelsea for so many years struggled with, you know, some of our managers played very defensive football and some of our managers played overtly attacking football. There was no real blend. We either conceded a lot of goals or we barely scored enough goals. Yeah. And now we're seeing a team who defends like absolute warriors. Like, this team are not satisfied unless they keep a clean sheet. I saw some crazy stat. It was like Tuchel's team have kept 31 clean sheets in 50 games. And I've only conceded around 14 goals, and 5 of them are from West Brom. So it's just absolutely crazy stats. And if Callum Robinson wasn't born, we would only have conceded a certain amount of goals. It's just absolutely beautiful. And people
shout out to Callum Robinson's parents, by the way.
Yeah, shout out to you. We do not like you as fans, but shout out to you anyways. But yeah, I know a lot of people who say this on Twitter. Some of my friends, football rivals, who are probably watching this video right now, who think that Chelsea still play defensive football. For me, they're just the reasons to try and hate us. They're looking at reasons to try and get us. They know how much of a threat we are in European football. We're back to our best. We're back to the Chelsea that we were under Mourinho back in the 04-05 season. We are back as one of the big European pedigrees again. And opposition fans are scared. It's as simple as that.
Taron, we said it in the preview. I felt to win. I really felt to win, but I just didn't think it would be in this manner. Like, I thought Juventus, they're a decent team. You felt it, that you saw something in Leicester. Obviously, you were at the ground. We were watching from TV. We felt it as well, but you connected a lot more being at the ground. Let's talk a little bit about this game, as I said, before we go into the lineups and the player performances. That was utter domination. We controlled that match from start to bottom, pressed the living daylight. How many times did we win the ball in their half? Like, pressed, won it back, and caused so much trouble for them. But we were relentless in the box. We were great in defense. There was they only had one defensive, moment for us where Thiago Silva from the goal line saved it. That was incredible. But Taron, as you said, that was probably the finest performance you've seen. Many people in my live chat during the watch-along said that was the finest performance under Tuchel era, period. Like, since Tuchel's taken over, that was the finest. Is that how you felt against Juventus as well?
I think that's the best performance I've seen in many years, to be honest. Under Sarri, I can't imagine a better performance than under Lampard. Maybe the Ajax game, but we still conceded 4 goals in that game. This is the best, most complete attacking and defensive performance I've seen from a Chelsea side since maybe Ancelotti. And I know that sounds absolutely crazy, but Ancelotti had that kind
of. That's
a
long way back, bro.
Exactly. I'm saying that as a fact. And like you said, period. I'm saying it right now. Like we're saying on the pitch, it was absolutely incredible from start to finish. The start of the game, you could tell that the players really wanted revenge after the 1-0 loss. That must have been painful to take after the Man City game. Going all the way to Turin and being absolutely dominated tactically, to be honest. We've come out straight away in the first 3 minutes. Chilwell should have scored probably with that kind of missed shot. And I felt that was the kind of marker for the rest of the game. We were going to attack. We basically played in their half the whole game. They couldn't get out. In the game in Turin, the counter-attack was a massive kind of threat for us. And I think the Trevor Chalobah shout for this game is in, we saw our chat preview, people were saying we might need Chalobah for the pace. And we were saying Christensen, but we can take a slice of humble pie and say that was a great call from Tuchel to deal with Chiesa, one of the most attacking, best talents in Europe right now. And he looked like, I didn't even know, Rory Delap on the wings. I don't know, or a Stoke City winger back in 2010. But he just looked like absolutely nobody. Morata had a few opportunities where, he scored the header. I nearly scored that kind of chip. I was thinking about his goals at Chelsea when he scored headers. He nearly scored that chip, or with his head, or either just, But let's talk about Morata now. Apart from that, apart from the 2 chances, we absolutely dominated Juventus, a team who have been in great form since that 1-0 win against us. A team who've beat Lazio very convincingly. Lazio. It was just, like I said, a complete performance, complete domination. We could have been 6, 7, 8 up. And the thing I liked about this game, we went 3-0 up, and the way we dominated them, it was just like we were taking the mick out of them. We played some nice football. We didn't let them counter-attack. We didn't let them have the ball. If you remember the game we played against Bayern Munich at Stamford Bridge, I think it was a few seasons ago, after they went 3-0 up, they literally toyed with us. And it looked like we were levels apart to Bayern. And now we've come so far that we're so far levels apart against Juventus, one of the big European heavyweights. So it's beautiful to see.
100%, man. We're doing a madness with Thomas Tuchel. There's no doubt about that. Ladies and gentlemen, this was the lineup. Mendy in the back, Chalobah, Thiago Silva, Rudiger, James, Kante, Jorginho, Chilwell, Ziyech, Pulisic, Hudson-Odoi. It's almost pretty much what Taron and I predicted yesterday in the preview, except for Ziyech up front. We said Mount, but we did say it could possibly be Ziyech as well. We also said Andres Christensen instead of Chalobah. But once again, we had that asterisk that perhaps Chalobah could start. We definitely said Aspie probably won't be featuring there. If anything, it could be in the wings, but we obviously kept James. I mean, Taron, when the lineup came up, I was like, wow, that's solid, man. And some of the things that Thomas Tuchel was saying when the lineup came out, he was giving the explanation. He said that Ziyech and Pulisic showed a good mix against Leicester. You were there, obviously, and that's why he's starting them. What do you think about the lineup? I was very confident looking at the lineup. I was like, wow, that's a blockbuster lineup. What was your thoughts?
My main thoughts were seeing Trevor Chalobah being trusted in such a high, caliber European game. We mentioned
Yeah.
that Tuchel goes for experience. It just
Yep.
shows the testament to how he's been put in there. From where he was, I saw a little clip from your watch along. I think it was towards the half-time period where you said Chalobah, where he's come from, he was nowhere near being a
Yeah.
Chelsea player come the start of pre-season. He's come here and now he's starting a big European game. So that was the main kind of
It's
standout for me
incredible.
that he started. He's being trusted against Federico Chiesa. We've mentioned the dangers that he could have caused today. And Chalobah,
No,
just
he
the
was
confidence on
never
the ball.
there. Chiesa was
Mm.
not there at all. Incredible.
Yeah, and let's not forget, Chiesa is a European, a Euros winning player. He was one of the
Yeah.
best players, if not the best, at the Euros. And he was in Chalobah's pocket the whole game. A player who struggled in all of his loan spells. He was never really that impressive, but he's come into a European champion. What am I going to say? European title winning team. And
Super
he's looked
European
as
champions.
super European cup winning, cup everything, treble winning team this season, anyways. And he's come in and slotted in and replaced our captain. So absolutely amazing to see him starting this game. And yeah, the rest of the lineup, pretty much what I expected. The Kante one was always kind of a cloud over it. Was it going to be played 3 days back to back?
Yeah.
And you know what? We said it in the preview, and it's come back to bite us in the end. Hopefully, it was just precautionary. Tuchel sees options on the bench and thinks, is it worth the risk? Really, we have Loftus-Cheek. He's played great recently, and he might have brought him off precautionary. And but apart from the lineup, Mason Mount again missing for this game. I said he was really good against Leicester, but let's be honest, Ziyech was better against Leicester than Mount. He provided such a great impact off the bench. And today, again, we'll get into him, I'm sure, later. But that was probably the finest performance I've seen from Ziyech in a Chelsea shirt. Absolutely superb. And yeah, great performance.
Honestly, I'm so happy for Hakim. And obviously, we're going to talk about the player performances right now, and we're going to get into a Mason Mount as well. He's got his work cut out. He's got to impress off the bench now. It's going to be very difficult off the back of what Ziyech has done against Leicester and now against Juve. He's probably going to be someone who's going to start against Man United now. You want to keep that momentum going. He's a player with a lot of momentum. That's how he plays. When he's on fire, he continues being on fire. So we'll see. We'll talk about that. Let's start from the back. Mendy, for me, didn't have much to do. There was a one long shot again, and he tipped it over. Fantastic effort. There was that opportunity where Morata just flicked it over. I actually thought Mendy would get to that, but Morata got his long legs out and flicked it over. Luckily, Thiago Silva saved. But we are going to start our conversation from here. Chalobah. I mean, Taron, we've talked a little bit about it, but he scored that vital goal. Let's talk about that finish, man, inside the box. Emphatic finish. This guy's becoming a goal-scoring defender, Taron. What a find for us.
I mean, if we can say this is a bit, you'll hear my point. The reason, if you can think about one thing Lukaku's done since coming to Chelsea, is making our defenders as clinical as him at training. He must have been teaching them how to shoot, because since he's come in, our defenders have been shooting like prime, R9 Ronaldo. It's been beautiful. What a finish on the half volley. I mean, it did look a bit like a handball to me. I'm not going to lie. I don't know how you can assist.
Is that handball? Is that really hand?
I don't know how you can assist. If I was refereeing, I would have given that as a handball. But that's besides the point.
Good thing you're not refereeing, bro. You would have just eaten up all our games. Another Anthony Taylor in making. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Give him all the hate. But I get your point. I thought it was from here. And, that marks down as a Rudiger assist as well, which is fantastic. But yeah, continue, bro. Chalobah was fantastic, man.
Yeah, just need to shave off my hair and I'll be Anthony Taylor. Apart from that, but yeah, what a finish! Honestly, I can't believe this guy has this much confidence again on a European stage. He needed to provide, in my opinion, an impact in a big game today just to keep his momentum going, just so Tuchel can maybe start him over Christensen in the games going forward, and maybe not Christensen in the Zenit game and other games and the United game. But he's taken that ball and he's finished it to such a high capacity past Szczesny, who's had such a resurgence at Juve. It was a great goal into the top corner. I know Chesney did kind of push it there, but the power, the precision on the strike, the way he found the space in the box. Again, credit to Anthony Barry for the set pieces. He's really done a madness this season in terms of set pieces. We've been outstanding. Every time a corner went into the box, it was nearly a goal for us. And just on Chalobah as a whole, that kind of picture you put up there summarizes how much it means to him to be a Chelsea player. Every minute he plays on that pitch, he plays with his heart, he plays on the badge. It's always that zip in the pass. It's that driving around going forward. it's that kind of extra pace to get past Chiesa, to get past someone and win the ball back.
Yeah.
And we talk about his ball progression. That was kind of something that we saw on the live chat, I think yesterday when we did the preview. But every time we got the ball today, he was so composed. He would always play a nice ball to Jorginho.
He drove again.
Yeah, he did. He kept driving out from the back. And I know I mentioned with Trent Alexander-Arnold yesterday, when you're playing as a fullback, you have more space to get forward. And with our system, the centre-backs are never really marked by wingers. So it allows them to bomb forward. And I feel like he is taking a book out of Rudiger's, a leaf out of Rudiger's book. He started to drive forward using we know he has that physique. He has that strength to drive out of defence. He has that pace to, zip past the midfield or something. And it was another great performance for him. I don't see how Christensen can maybe start over him in the United game, in my opinion, unless maybe
It's probably going to be 4 instead of Silva, maybe.
Maybe.
Silva, bit of a scare when he did save that. Let's talk a little bit about Silva now. I mean, this Chelsea admin, how good was that, by the way? This will go down as another one of those iconic moments for our season. I mean, Taron, we saw in the preview so many people sort of disrespecting him. Not so many. There were a couple of people that were disrespecting him. Oh, but does he have the pace? Does he have the pace? It's all in here. The pace is in here. The way he reads the game. Taron, I thought that was a goal. I was like, oh my God, that's going in. This is in. And then out of nowhere, RKO from Randy Orton. Do you know what I mean? Silva just comes out and sticks that leg out and saves the day. I got scared because he crashed into the goal and looked like he got injured or something like that. I was a bit worried. But Taron, this man, give him another 5 years, 5-year contract.
Maybe 6 years. But I mean, I think I went to the kitchen to get something to eat, and I came back and I saw the ball dropping in, and I was like, "Oh no, Morata scored at Stamford Bridge. It is bad." And then out of nowhere, a 37-year-old Brazilian senator comes in and slides in, saves the day for us yet again. Absolutely amazing. And like you said there, he has that speed in his brain where he's kind of 4 or 5 seconds ahead of most strikers in Europe. Jamie Vardy against Leicester on Saturday, this game today, he almost saw that he got done for pace, which can happen at his age. And he just thought, he can't score any other way past Mendy apart from chip it here. He's read the flight of the ball. He's got back onto the line. And we've seen this kind of inception from him many times where he's flown into the air, almost like a 23-year-old centre-back. I don't know how he's doing it at this age. He's flown through the air, such dynamism, such aerodynamics, and cleared the ball off the line. It was so close to going in. And if that goal could have gone in, you don't know what could have happened in the game. Juventus could have got a kick.
Game would have changed, bro. Game would have changed.
It could have changed. It could have been 1-1. When Chelsea do concede goals, sometimes it does happen that we tend to get quite lethargic. We tend to quite forcing the ball forward. We tend to just crossing into the box. We saw at the Burnley game, the Southampton game a few weeks ago. We turned to, and then Timo Werner came on. But yeah, that was such a crucial part of the game. And Silva's done it again, honestly. I saw a tweet saying that he should get a statue at Stamford Bridge already because he's done this much. He's won us a Champions League. He's done so many
for me,
he's
a legend. I already said he's the quickest player to become a legend at Chelsea. I have to say, he's a legend.
And I have to say as well, I'd say he's one of the best centre-backs of our generation, if not the best, alongside Sergio Ramos. I don't see many who have been better than him since the 2010 era to now. If you can think about it right now, are there many that have been better than Silva?
Silva's up there.
And just the fact that he could have come to Chelsea, he could have gone to, a different club in a lower league. He could have gone to the Chinese league. He could have gone to the UAE to earn more money. But he decided at the age of 35.
He could have got a mad payday.
And many players have done that in the past. But he decided to come to the hardest league in the world, most physical league in the world. And people wrote him off at the start. They said he doesn't have the physicality, he doesn't have the speed. But he's come here and proved everyone wrong that he is still a world-class centre-back. And he should probably start for Brazil.
He took a pay cut. He took like half a pay cut, I think, from PSG days. Like he was on mega money in PSG. And then he took a pay cut to come here. I mean, for him to take a pay cut and do the stuff that he's doing, that's incredible. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's seriously incredible. I'm always
He loves football. He loves football. He's not about the money. He just loves to play football.
Exactly right. Exactly, bro. Let's talk about these three players, man. Rudiger, Reece James, Chilwell. Obviously, Chilwell got injured. I hope he doesn't. It looked pretty bad, man. He couldn't even walk. He had to be taken off. But the commitment for that tackle was brilliant. Overall, Chilwell looked very good as well. Moving into the box, bombing forward with the ball was very zippy, very quick. I was getting worried that Alonso is going to come on now and it's going to slow things down. First of all, talk to me about the injury of Chilwell, how you feel about that, and the fact that Thomas Tuchel brought in Azpilicueta in the left wing back. I completely forgot about that because Aspi can play in the left side. And I was once again feeling a bit confident to see Aspi, and club captain Jorginho just straight away takes his, the armband off, gives it to the boss. That was a good touch. I love seeing that. When the real boss comes on, you got to give it back to them. I mean, Taron, what do you think about Chilwell and the injury, and of course Aspi possibly as a left wing back?
Yeah, I saw in the BT Sport interview from Tuchel just now. It said that it was a knee injury, which is never a good sign, to be honest. That he's gone in there. It could have been a ligament injury. Hopefully, it's not. It could have been a slight dislocation of the knee. That is possibly the worst scenario right now. There wasn't a stretcher needed, but you could see when he was on the floor, Pulisic instantly went over to he didn't go over, he just did the kind of substitution kind of sign. And Chilwell kind of said to James when he was limping off, he said, it's bad. It is really bad. Yeah. And Chilwell is not the type of guy who's going to roll around on the floor and try and cause attention, try and win a foul all the time. If he is injured, he is seriously injured. Similar to Lukaku in the Malmo game that was probably a month ago right now. He was injured and he didn't make a big deal out of it and he had to be taken off. And it was a knee injury similar to that as well. So hopefully, I don't think he'll be available for the Man United game on Sunday, to be frankly honest. Hopefully he's back for the West Ham game. That is the next week, I believe. And the Watford game, which is during the week.
Hopefully, for a little bit, man. I think he might be gone for a little bit.
Yeah, but it could have. Yeah, I mean, I reckon it could be, but I just don't want to see Alonso back in building momentum. Chilwell was building so much. The wing backs were doing so well. They were scoring, they were assisting, the counter pressing, that extra zip in our play when we have a bit of speed on the wings. And remember that Malmo game where we won 1-0? We had Alonso and Aspi wing backs, and you could see there was just a clear lack of pace there. Yep. We are a team right now who are building in quite a quick, accelerative way moving forward, kind of building play quickly, inverted, switching positions often. We need as much pace as possible in this team in terms of counter pressing as well. I was happy not to see Alonso come on, to be honest, when he put his coat back on, just because I know he hasn't been up to it recently. It's harsh, but I have to be honest. I did not want to see him to come on this game. Azpilicueta did an okay job, to be honest, in the wing back role. He was doing his usual, just trying to get forward, trying to help the team as much as possible. For the Man United game, I'm sure Alonso will probably start. Unfortunately, I want it to be Aspi, but I reckon Tuchel will go for Alonso in that game. But yeah, Chilwell, during this game, I say he should have scored that first chance. Tuchel wasn't happy with it. To be frankly honest, if I'm going to be harsh, you have to score them chances. Simple as that. Reece James would have scored that. Even
he was in a very good position, and it was on his left as well, wasn't it?
I feel like he kind of sliced it. He tried went a bit too hard to try and score, a bit too gassed at the atmosphere in the start of the game. He sliced it. And in terms of the game today, he was solid as usual. Just a 7 out of 10, I'd say. He didn't do too much to impress, but he did all the basics right. He was passing quickly. He was counter pressing, like that tackle where he got injured. It was a prime example of it. It was counter pressing so well the whole game. He didn't let the opposition have even a minute on the pitch. Cuadrado could barely get forward today at all. Chilwell just kept nullifying everything he did. There was a chance where Rudiger kind of went missing at one stage. He went forward a bit, and Chilwell swept up so well. So it was a good performance by him. I just hope to God that it's not too serious, because he was really building up some momentum. And yeah, I just don't want to see any of our replacements to come back in the Man United game, to be honest.
No, 100% agree with all your assessment on Chilwell. Reece James, Taron, I think this guy is the best Chelsea player at the moment, man. That volley, Taron, the way he controls with his chest, and then boom, that technique, one of the best technical player in Chelsea. He's eclipsing Trent Alexander-Arnold. I know I keep talking about Trent because Trent is the standard when it comes to right-sided players. Reece James is not just matching him, is, I think, overshadowing him now. Goals, assists, defending, bodying people, positioning, awareness, the lot. He's by far the best player Chelsea's got at the moment. There's no doubt about that. Probably one of the best in the world football at the moment in the right side, I'd say. Man of the match. I mean, the poll is out here. I already clicked Reece James, 70%. This is what Chelsea's already saying. 54,000 votes come in. Taron, Reece James, most MVP for Chelsea?
Right now, I did say in a few weeks a video that Kovacic is my player of the season and has changed to James now, to be honest. He's kept up this form. He's kept scoring goals, kept assisting, keeps, like I said before, keeps standing out as one of the best players on the pitch. with teams of absolute superstars, world superstars. He's standing out as one of the most technically gifted, defensively solid, attacking fullbacks I've seen in a long time. In terms of Alexander-Arnold shouts, I don't think he's anywhere near Reece James at the minute, to be honest. I know he's still scoring goals, still assisting, but there was kind of 3 moments in this game where I thought it sums up Reece James' season. The first one was in the first half where James was up against, pretty sure it was Chiesa, absolutely bodied him off the ball and just drove forward to get forward. The second one was obviously the goal. The chest, absolute great control. And that was a hard angle to score at. Not many players can score from the angle. He's hit across the ball. There was 2 defenders on the line and Chesney there. And he's absolutely walloped it with the accuracy and power of an absolute champion. And the third kind of moment was towards the end of the game where he was back in his own box defending. One of the players tried to get him behind him. He literally just moved to the left and the player gave up. He just could not be asked to run in behind this absolute powerhouse of a player. I can't even put into words how good he's been this season. I really can't. He's taken his game to maybe a 7 last season to a 9.5. And that's, I don't give players such a high rating usually, but you cannot really critique his game at all. Like, what can you actually say about his game that he can improve?
Zero weakness.
There's nothing. And we even said he needs to take on his man more. And he's doing that now.
He's doing that.
He's driving at people. He's committing. He's making players scramble across their own goal. He's making players worried when he gets the ball. He's making players adjust their position now. And that's what he wasn't doing as a wing-back last year. That's why he was moved to centre-back at one stage. He has the defending. He has the goal involvements. He has the strength. He has everything you need. All I want now is for him to stay fit and keep this up.
No, 100% well said, man. Rudiger, once again, an outstanding performance. Rudiger's doing what Rudiger does, ladies and gentlemen. There is no surprises in it. I mean, the praise has now become quite normal for Rudiger, to be honest. So for me, gets himself that assist, leaps up. You know, Taron said it's a handball. I don't think it's a handball, but it is what it is. Got that assist for Chalobah's goal. And overall, defensively was unbelievable. Again, in the middle of the park, Jorginho and Kante bossed the game. Kante bossed it until he got injured. These are the kind of games that we said we want to see Kante, because he can win the balls high up and get us into great position. And I've said it in my watch along as well that there are certain moments where Kante, because of Juventus playing deep, Kante found himself in the box, sometimes in the wings. And that's where I feel Kante doesn't have that natural instinct of a playmaker. Yeah, and if it was someone else in that area instead of him, but still has all of Kante's defensive qualities, then that's a match made in heaven. But it is what it is. Kante got himself injured, Taron, and I feel like we have to admit it. He's a 1 game a week man. We need to seriously think about this. This man cannot play more than 1 game a week anymore. The body can't handle it. The way he exerts himself every match, the body can't keep up with that. I mean, Taron, for you, is this somewhat of a worry that maybe you can understand now why Chelsea's so desperate to find that another midfielder? I know Conor Gallagher's name's been thrown around. Tchouameni's always there. Declan Rice is always there. Is this an important position to somewhat look into come summer?
Yeah, I think so. And it is a massive worry to me because we see players such as Pirlo, who played until the age of 38, because the position he plays, he doesn't really need to exert himself as much. He can just stay there, control the play, and not really run as much. But at Kante's age now, he's approaching 31 or 32 now. The amount of intensity that he gets through in a game, it's not normal for someone at that age to go through. We see players like Ronaldo who starts to press less at this age. Silva really, really smartly manages his sprints per game now. But Kante can never really change his playing style, if you think about it. He can't be a holding midfield. We've seen that before. The only way Kante can beat the player is if he's everywhere, he's counter-pressing, he's getting forward all the time and destroying play. And that's not sustainable for a 32-year-old, 34-year-old player at this particular stage. And we saw in the Leicester game, the absolute contrast of the Juve game and the Leicester game, in my opinion, was massive. He was absolutely world-class in that Leicester game. And today, there was nowhere near the same level, which is worrying because a few years ago in the Conte days and when he was at Leicester, he was doing this every 3 days, non-stop, just kept doing the same thing, being so consistent. He never kind of got substituted, never ran out of breath. But now, 3 years later, you can see it starting to catch up with them. And in terms of replacing him, I don't think there's anyone in world football who can replace Kante, in my opinion. He's such a unique talent. Conor Gallagher actually has very similar attributes, if you think about it. He's very tenacious, very aggressive. He loves to chase after the football. I believe there's a quote from
Box to
Tuchel
box
saying,
as well. Conor Gallagher's box
yeah,
to box.
exactly. He can run all day and he will just continue running until it'll be 12 at night, and maybe he'll run to the toilet and then he'll run back again to the training ground. But no, what I'm saying, yeah, we might have to start looking. The Tchouaméni rumours are hotting up. We're still in contact with his agent right now, I believe. But Tchouaméni is nowhere near this kind of player that Kante is. So is that really a direct replacement?
Player, yeah.
Not really sure. The only way I can say we can do it right now, we have the players. If Kovacic is fit, we do have the players to rotate. We have Barkley, who can play in that role at times as well if we need every 3 or 4 Premier League games. We have the players to rotate. We cannot play N'Golo Kante every 3 days anymore. I'm saying that statement now. He cannot play to a high intensity every 3 days. We have Loftus-Cheek, who I thought was good when he came on.
Yeah, he was.
The amazing kind of commentary, the amazing kind of shouts of Loftus-Cheek were a bit overrated today, in my opinion, but I thought he was good today. We have the players to rotate him. He cannot play every 3 days, unfortunately. In the high intense games, we can rest him maybe for the Watfords, but for the big games, we need Kante, because when he's on his game, look at the Leicester game, how world class he was. So that's what I'd say. Rotate him, maybe play him once a week from now on, because it's got to that stage.
100%. We're going to start talking about Callum Hudson-Odoi, but as I said, Jorginho was fantastic in midfield as well, along with Kante. Obviously, Ruben Loftus-Cheek came on, got himself that assist, so expect Ruben to probably play against Man United with Kante being injured. Saul got some game time off the bench. I mean, it was a bit, sort of ironic when everyone sort of saw Saul in the bench just warming up, coming out, and finally I was sort of saying better call Saul, and he got some game time. Look, we're going to need some depth because Kovacic is injured. Kante most likely not going to play against Man United. I wouldn't risk him. I know Taron said earlier that it could be sort of precautionary and whatnot, but we'll see what happens. Ladies and gentlemen, up front, Callum Hudson-Odoi, this boy got the goal. Overall, looked absolutely electric. His some of the link-ups that he had with Ziyech as well looked very tasty. And his link-up with Chilwell as well looked very, very good at times. He was direct. He was going at players. And I'm so happy he got that goal. Ruben Loftus-Cheek set him up. He got that goal. Taron, this boy, he's undroppable. He has to start against Man United.
There's no doubt about it. I mean, the point that we were kind of making in the preview was, is Tuchel going to rely on Hudson-Odoi again? Could it be Ziyech there for his Champions League experience? But Tuchel relied on him. That's 7 straight games, 7 straight starts, Hudson-Odoi. And again, he's proved why he should be starting for us over all of our attacking talents. All of the money we spent on those players, and Tuchel is still starting Callum Hudson-Odoi. I think that's testament in itself.
Yeah.
Today, there was a kind of run where he made a very good run behind. Ziyech couldn't find him. He was making all these clever runs off the last defender. And what I liked is he wasn't just staying static. He wasn't just making runs. He had a perfect blend of catching the ball to feet, driving at players, and also making the run behind the last defender. It was such a great blend of attacking brilliance today from him. That goal, the confidence on his left foot, that's what I was asking for. There was a chance where he ran in behind. It was a great kind of tackle. And he didn't want to take on his left foot. He tried to cut inside. It took too much time, and McKennie came back and tackled him. Yeah. But that chance, he literally said, do you know what? I do not care. I'm going to smash this as hard as I can on my left foot. And he smashed it past Chesney. And, the celebration shows enough how much it means to him. A Chelsea boy since young. He's come through the academy. He had that serious injury. He's taken a long time to get back to his real self. And I can safely say now, this is the Callum Hudson-Odoi and the Maurizio Sarri times 10. He is everything he was then, but he's more mature now. He can run back. He can counter press on the pitch. And he does everything that you want a winger to do. He's creative. He's tenacious. He's aggressive. And he's not just someone who will stand around and wait for the other team to press around him. He is so good at that pressing side of the game now, which is what we were missing. Maybe the wing-back kind of switch kind of helped him defensively. Maybe that was Tuchel's kind of way of developing him to be better defensively. And it has worked magic wonders now, because this guy can really reach the ceiling. I don't know how high the ceiling is from right now. The top could be, if he can start for Chelsea week in, week out and perform how he's doing, he is a guaranteed starter. And I'm even taking that away from Mason Mount. He is a guaranteed starter right now.
Bro, he's producing now. He's got goals. He's got assists. It's very difficult to stop Callum now. You cannot drop him. And I think he's finally got Thomas Tuchel's trust. As you said, the work rate is there. The defensive side of the game is there. Late on, he was still running and tracking back, and he's still there scoring and in and around the box all the time. Hakim Ziyech, another great performance off the back of the Leicester one. look at this picture, smack bang in the middle of it. We're through to the last 16. Ziyech, there were some off moments here and there in the match, but that's, I think, expected with Ziyech because he goes for the high sort of, risky sort of passes and whatnot. But overall, I mean, Taron, the work rate, he worked his socks off. Honestly, he was everywhere running. He could have had a goal himself. Great save from Szczesny. He could have had probably a couple of other assists as well, but got that assist for Timo Werner squaring it, like we said. He starts for me against Man United. It's another very difficult one for me to say he doesn't start. Thomas Tuchel said this is a perfect game for him against Juve. Taron, what do you make of Hakim Ziyech's performance?
To be honest, a lot of people are saying Reece James is their man of the match for this game, but for me, Hakim Ziyech was my man of the match today. The reason I've been so critical of him over the games he wasn't great, just first of all, contrast the Juve game before the reverse fixture to this game. He was lethargic, he was giving the ball away. To now, he looks like he has the hunger back in the fire back in his belly to perform well, and that's what we needed from him. Because you said before, when he's in confidence, when he's in fire, he's unplayable and one of the best talents in Europe, as simple as that. And like I said, the reason I was so critical on him before is because I know what he's capable of. And even if he's a 6 out of 10, I know he can be a 9 most games if he plays well. And finally, he's starting to produce it. Like I said, he's not just standing in one place trying to whip the balls in now. He's getting that Riyad Mahrez touch into his game. He's trying to take on players. He's getting one-on-one.
He looks quicker, doesn't he, Taron? He looks quick.
Do you know what? I know this sounds crazy, but I think it's the new boots he's wearing. The new Mercurials are just making him rapid. No, seriously, but absolutely superb from him again today. That goal, I wish it could have gone in. It was too predictable from him. He kind of went aside. He made his body position so obvious he was going to curl it. I would have just did a little dink over the top just to take the mick even more and kind of show what Morata can do, but absolutely superb from him today. Like you said, starting with a Mason Mount was a big call today from Tuchel. We all know how much Tuchel rates Mount. We know how much the fan base is sensitive about Mount. But he's gone through with the call. He started Ziyech after that great cameo against Leicester. And what we wanted to see was one thing, consistency from Ziyech. He's followed through from that substitute performance. He's even cemented his place more as a starter. He's linked up well with all of the talents that were on the pitch today. He was drifting everywhere. He wasn't just staying as a right inverted forward. He was playing on the left. He was playing down the middle. He was getting wide. He was doing everything you want him to do. He wasn't losing the second balls like he usually does. He wasn't getting out-muscled. He was making smart passes. I think that ball to Timo Werner was absolutely fantastic right at the end. Yeah. In the 94th or 3rd minute, after such a not difficult game, obviously Juve were poor, but such a compelling game under the lights after playing against Leicester away 3 days ago, to pick out the absolute finesse and everything about
on the ball. Plate, bro. On the plate.
Yeah.
Just
even Timo Werner,
just eat it, Timo. Just eat it.
eat your German food. But what a great ball back post, and that really capped off his performance. I think the goal would have done it, but like I said, he should have scored that. Like I said before, I want him to continue this on now. The consistency is very important in this team. I want to make a point quickly. It feels like every single player in this team is so competitive to get into it that when they come on that pitch now, they want to perform. They need to perform. They have to do everything. And even if they get a 3-second cameo, they have to do something in it if they want to start. Even Saul Niguez looked up for it today. He was really running around more than I've seen before and asking the ball to feet. It's just testament to how Tuchel's got his man management going. He's making a competitive environment, not one of individuals who are all trying to make other players feel down if they don't play. The team is such a good unit that they all want to push each other to get better, push each other to start. And when they play, we almost look like they slot into the position so well. It's like it's trained so well in training that they know where to be, when to be in that particular position. It's just, like I said, a special feeling right now. And Ziyech is feeling that magic, and he is back to the Wizard of London again.
Nah, man, you're so right. Every player wants to be part of this team. That's why they're putting it all when they get the opportunity, because you want to be in the first team. And, we've got some ballers. They all want to shine. So this is great. The competition is great. We still haven't seen Lukaku. Wait till we get Lukaku back. Like, wow. 2 players that I want to talk about before we want to wrap things up, Christian Pulisic and Mason Mount. Mason Mount, for me, has his work cut out, man. He has his work cut out. I know he hasn't played in recent times, so I'm not going to sit here and give him the flack. But competition is tough. Competition is real tough, and I don't think he's an automatic starter anymore. There are players that are playing well, so they deserve to start. But whenever he gets the opportunity off the bench, he needs to, take full advantage. One player that I thought probably didn't take full advantage is Christian Pulisic again. Yeah, there was good movements. That one time where I think it was Kante that put him through, and then it was 2v2, and then he wanted to pass it to Kante, and I was like, Pulisic, what are you doing, man? You're the forward, you're the attacking player. What are you trying to find Kante for? Drive it forward, because the defenders are going to probably keep falling back because it's you, because you're direct, and then ping it with your left foot, like go for a shot. But instead, he was trying to look for Kante, and I felt like that's the confidence that he's lacking at the moment, because a confidence Christian Pulisic probably would have drove that in even more and gone for a shot. Overall, I don't know if his game was up there today. I mean, we won 4-0. I don't want to be highly critical, but I don't know if he did enough to warrant to start against Man United. And there was a spot up for grabs. Now, if Lukaku and Timo Werner, if they train well again during the week, they're probably a good shout. Timo Werner is a good shout. Scoring. What's your thoughts on Mason Mount and Christian Pulisic?
I'll start with Pulisic. I mean, to me, he looked tired today. He looked lethargic. He wasn't, even the start of the game, he looked like he wasn't counter-pressing very well. He looked quite sluggish. He wasn't chasing down the keeper. He was letting the keeper kind of have the ball. He was kind of jogging, which was quite frustrating to see in this particular level. But you mustn't forget that he was at the USA playing against Mexico, playing at the USA qualifiers. He's come back and gone straight to Leicester away, played like 33, 34 minutes in that game, and now he's come back at home for the Juve game. So you have to take that into account as a negative. But on the positive side, I actually would say he did very well against De Ligt today, and a lot of people haven't seen that. But even though he wasn't getting the ball to feet and kind of pushing De Ligt out of the way, when he was trying to receive the ball to feet, it would either be De Ligt or Bonucci were coming with him, and then one of the inverted wing backs trying to come inside, or it was either Ziyech or Hudson-Odoi which would come inside. And that was the kind of chance where Ziyech, like I mentioned earlier, he had the chance to whip into Hudson-Odoi running in behind, but there was no one there. It wasn't a great ball to make it to him. And there was a massive gap left in defence, left by Christian Pulisic's run. So if we were to look at the kind of outside of the game that I do look at with Timo Werner a lot, Pulisic did that very well today. And then after that kind of 20-minute period at the start where he was quite lethargic, I felt like his counter-pressing did improve. He was kind of hounding down the players. He was getting there. And De Ligt, he caused De Ligt, in my opinion, more issues than Lukaku did in the reverse fixture. I felt like De Ligt Lukaku played into De Ligt's hands. But when you have quite a nifty player who's running around and trying to buzz everywhere, it does cause a bit of havoc in the defence. And even though he didn't get a goal or an assist today, his overall play in terms of dragging players out as a false nine, he did quite well as. But then again, that chance he mentioned, he had to score that chance, simple as that. I felt like he could have shot and he would have scored definitely. But he tried to look for Kante and he missed that. So that was frustrating to see. But yeah, I wouldn't say he's warranted to start for the Man United game. Timo Werner scored off the bench. Lukaku, I feel like Tuchel could start Lukaku with Harry Maguire out for Man United, which could be a nice way to attack Lindelof and could be Eric Bailly. So yeah, it's going to be difficult. Pulisic, we mentioned all of the competition we have right now, especially in our attack. And we can definitely say Pulisic is not warranted to start. Same with Mason Mount, who, came off the bench today. He didn't look like he really played, in my opinion. It looked like it was Ross Barkley playing, in my opinion. He didn't really do anything in that final third.
You're going to get hate, bro. You're going to get hate.
I'm turning off my Twitter notifications right now. But yeah, he didn't do much when he came on. The Leicester game, like I said, similar to Pulisic, he was under the radar, good, but not good enough compared to a goal and assist like Ziyech and Hudson-Odoi. And they definitely deserve to start. Werner's got a goal. And I thought Werner actually looked very hungry when he came off the bench today, in my opinion.
Werner's link up, once again, with Ziyech looked very nice. There were a couple of times they linked up really well.
And he didn't have that stodgy touch as usual today. He was picking up the ball with the 10 and trying to drive forward. So, yeah, right now, Pulisic against United, it's a no for me. Same with Mason Mount. That picture's amazing. Is that Rudiger lifting up Hudson? Do you remember the Matt Law article saying that Rudiger was a bully? Oh,
look at him bullying Callum Hudson-Odoi, bro.
He's lifting him up without asking him. He's carrying him.
Bully. What a bully.
Disgusting. That's the detention for him. That's really bad. But yeah, that picture summarizes everything that we're seeing at the club right now. Unity. Everyone believes in this project that we're building right now. And I know I'm always mentioning it, what I said, but I feel something special. Even looking at this picture, it looks like one of the tightest units, one of the best connections between the fans and the players we've seen since the Conte era, in my opinion. So absolutely amazing.
100%. Well, ladies and gentlemen, 4-0 victory against Juventus puts us on top of the Champions League table. We just need a win against Zenit. By the way, is that Zenit away or at home? I think
Away.
that's away. It's away. Okay, we'll see what we do there. I'm not worried. I mean, we should go out there and beat Zenit and then make sure we come first. What a absolute turnaround this one has been. Obviously, we played in Turin against Juve, and that was not a good game. This one, four of the finest, to be honest. And right on top, now we look at Man United. I don't know how they got that victory against Villarreal. Like, honestly, under Michael Carrick, give Michael Carrick 5-year contract, please, Man United. Make sure he's there for the next 5 years. That'll be the next.
Have you seen the trending on your Twitter? It says Hakimi's trending after a Reece James masterclass again. It's quite ironic.
Why is Hakimi trending?
Oh no! Just because Reece James has had a masterclass, so people are starting to tag Hakimi and saying, "Why do we want Hakimi after Reece James can do this madness?" So, yeah.
Well, we definitely don't need Hakimi anymore. I mean, Reece James is developing into, and all of these things are very hard to foresee. I could understand why Thomas Tuchel was linked with Hakimi in the beginning of the season, because a lot of us thought Reece James was probably going to play as a RCB. So, look, it is what it is. Reece James is balling out. Ladies and gentlemen, let me know who your man of the match is. If you've enjoyed this premiere, we're going to be premiering this very soon. Smash the like button. Comment as well your overall thoughts on the match and whatnot. Check out Taron and his socials in the description. Follow him on Twitter. Lovely person to interact with, so do that. And yeah, let me know just your upcoming thoughts on the Man United game as well. Until next time, everyone. Hope you guys have enjoyed the watch along and the review. We'll probably be back tomorrow with a live stream somewhere around 11 a.m. UK. Just to run with all this madness. We're playing so well. We need to keep the momentum up. And I'll check you guys